Which is a better major for an entrepreneur? There are a vast number of ways to answer your question, but let me frame it this way. Entrepreneurship, in general an IMHO, is a separate entity than the specific product or service of the entrepreneur and even separate from the technical skills required of the two fields that you listed in your original question that could be possessed by the entrepreneur. Think of entrepreneurship as an opened umbrella or better yet, a file cabinet. The products, services, technical ability etc. are underneath that umbrella, yet inside of that umbrella they are the drawers within that file cabinet. The entrepreneur, the person, is the file cabinet plus its drawers. Theoretically or even practically speaking, you can remove drawers, change the content of each drawer inside of the file cabinet, and the entrepreneur could still function as the file cabinet because the file cabinet is still a file cabinet even with drawers removed or replaced. Few, smiley face, and entrepreneurship worth their salt, can choose a different product or service, acquire a completely different set of skills, marry them up with their entrepreneurial assets, ability, and become again, quite successful. So to answer your question a bit more specifically, if you truly want to ultimately become an entrepreneur, take business courses or self-educate yourself as to learning what CEOs need to become successful. Just taking the coursework required and gaining working experience in the two fields that you provided will better mold you into an employee. Too many entrepreneur wannabes failed in their own business. They falsely believed that just because they had years of experience in their field and were highly skilled and had received great performance reviews, they thought they could go and do it on their own, so ultimately quit their job and become self-employed. What was determined was they didn't prepare for the entrepreneurial skills needed for success, whereby some lost their shirt. They didn't understand client acquisition, didn't adequately scope the totality of the job or project. Their company required so much behind-the-scenes labor, skills, additional equipment, and knowledge. They lacked adequate understanding of regulations, and on and on. They eventually determined that they didn't have the money to pay those with the needed skills and couldn't qualify for funding since they no longer had a steady income that they had to go back to work to help resolve e.g. bankruptcy or other. Sometimes it spills into the dissolution of personal relationships, e.g. marriage, family and friends with whom they borrowed money from, etc. Today all the top company like Apple, Google, Tesla, they all have one thing in common: software. The world is being more and more automatized, machine learning, they get to know better each customer, big data, and that is all thanks to software. All the things that required memorizing, like for example medicine, is dying. There are being less medics because the majority is getting replaced by machines. A computer is by far better than a human in it. Health, otherwise you don't have energy to keep working lots of hours each day. Entrepreneurship, that I assume means being able of being entrepreneur. All other skills can be obtained through consultancies or employees.